The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
To Jazzabrations and Beyond. I'm your host, Linda Morgan, and I'm looking straight into my camera because I can't even look up where I normally look to see what's happening.
Yeah,
hey,
we can't see
Torré!
ourselves. Hey, it looks like it's been a long time.
It has been so long. It's been too long.
Yeah, we can't do that anymore. We have to.
No, we cannot. And as you guys can probably see, we have a wonderful guest that's in the house with us today. Not on the one, the only, Miss Drea Courtney, jazz legend Drea Courtney.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be
And you're here on Jazzabrations and Beyond. Yes.
That worked out just good.
Yes, Torré, yes. It has been so long. How have you been?
I've been good and busy. Everything turned out really nice with the male mentoring program, See a Man, Be a Man. We bought 40 boys new suits, took them out to Fleming's for a high-class dinner, and have a new partnership with Charles Drew University of Medicine and Science. So we're going to make some doctors out of some black boys.
Oh, that's
absolutely.
wonderful.
That is awesome. As you guys know, my co-host is the Educator of the Year over there at Locke High School with his program, See a Man, Be a Man. Yes. And that's why we changed our name from Jazzabrations Live to Jazzabrations and Beyond.
And Beyond.
I'm Beyond.
Because he's beyond. He's an entertainer as well with Street Corner Renaissance. Oh, remind me at the break, LaRon, our wonderful technician, to put up the flyer for Street Corner Renaissance next adventure with City Club Los Angeles. That's coming soon. We did a flyer last night for you. So I got that. I got to get it digitally.
So you call it Jazz in the Sky.
Yes.
But we're going to call this one Jazz/Doo-Wop in the Sky.
All right.
Okay. Jazz/Doo-Wop in the Sky.
All right.
And so Drea came last night.
Yes,
she did?
It was a wonderful event.
Whoa.
Wonderful show.
To Henry Franklin, Donald Dean, and Bradley Young was on piano, and Elena Gilliam was on. They tore the house down. We had a ball.
That was nice, huh?
Yes.
She did.
Yes.
Wow.
But today's show is all about Drea. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Drea made me cry. I'm going to tell y'all. She made me cry, reminding me. No, it was a good cry.
Oh, happy cry.
Happy cry.
Okay.
Reminding me about why I started this show 2 years ago. We're coming up on our 2-year anniversary, Torré.
2 years.
Torré came
That's
aboard with
fantastic.
me at the 1 year.
That's fantastic. Okay.
And now we are coming up on our second. Wow!
Has it been a year?
Yes! August.
I should get an award for 1 year.
I know it.
Yeah.
We need to do something. But yes, this will be our second year coming up. And Drea reminded me when I started this platform to be able to have a platform to honor and interview the legends. To have that so that it can go out wider, farther, greater than just the shows that we do.
Right.
And so I remember I had double booked. I was so busy. I had double booked the show.
Yeah.
And somebody was here, and Drea came, and I obviously I don't even remember who it was, but I couldn't interview Drea that day, and she was so gracious. She said, "Whenever you get back to me, just let me know." Well, I'm getting back to her today.
All
she's
right.
here.
And I'm here.
Yes.
And I'm glad to be here.
I want to say one thing before we get into the interview.
Yes.
This is how important what you do is. You remember Billy Higgins?
Of course.
Yes.
You remember Horace Tapscott?
Of
Yes.
course.
Okay, so I organized a photo gathering, 96, May 18th. Billy was sick, so he didn't get there in time to sit for the photo. But
It was in front of the world stage.
Yeah, but Horace was there, Buddy Collette, Gerald Wilson, Vi Red, Carmen Bradford, Al, all of, a lot of the greats were in that photo. I wanted to interview Horace and Billy. Were you doing this? If you were doing this show back then, they would have been
Right here.
right, because
They've
I
been
never,
on tape live.
I got somebody to interview them, and the guy ran off with the tapes. And back in those days, there wasn't no internet, so it wasn't like what she does automatically goes to YouTube, and then she puts it on Facebook, and then she has a email, so you're not going to lose it.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
it's forever.
That
so
would have been a magnificent interview.
right.
Yes.
I've always regretted that, that I didn't get those tapes, but.
You did
Yeah.
mention Buddy Collette. May I say something?
Uh-huh.
Buddy Collette gave me one of the greatest compliments of my life. I was appearing at the world stage with the Chuck Johnson group, and I was doing a tune, and I came down. He signaled for me to come over, and I said, "I am so happy to meet you. You're such an icon. May I have your autograph?" He said, "That's what I wanted from you."
Oh.
And I said, "Oh my God!" Buddy Collette asked me for my autograph.
Right.
This is a red letter day, so I'll never forget that. That
Oh,
was fabulous.
yeah.
One of those moments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Buddy is the one who actually started me down the path of honoring jazz and blues legends.
Right.
When he was alive, I took him, Clora Bryan, and Michael White
Yes.
to a BET pre-launch with Marcus Johnson. He came into town, and we went to North Hollywood to start the conversation about protecting the legacies of jazz musicians.
Right.
And it was from that we launched the whole series that we had in 2010 at the Regency West.
Oh yes.
And so I honored him, Linda Hopkins, Art Hillary,
Oh yeah.
Michael White. In that first year, Phil Ranlin, so many of them in that first year that when I lost him the following year, I didn't even want to continue. But his spirit was haunting me at night, saying, "You must continue this work. You must continue this
And you
work."
must. You really must.
And here we are, 10 years later, celebrating, still honoring jazz and blues legends.
And
So-
jazz loves you, Linda. You've been a
She
lot
does a
to
yeoman's
us.
job.
Come on.
Should have
You
said your
definitely-
woman's
Yeah,
job.
I got to thank you, girlfriend.
Thank you.
You mean a lot to the jazz community, and we love you.
Thank you.
It's true.
For somebody to take that on,
Oh, it's enormous.
it's a huge task.
Huge.
I mean, and I would have never thought in 10 years now later, 160, right here in LA. This is not even going outside of California.
Right.
I mean, just right here,
Yeah.
honoring 160 jazz and blues legends that people wouldn't have never even known
No.
about, that they're here.
But next year, you're coming. You and your husband are coming with me to New Orleans, my hometown.
Oh,
And
I'm coming.
You're coming. You're coming too.
Let's do a Legends tour.
Let's do a Legends tour,
All right.
and I'll be down there next week, and we'll bring them down there and go through
Korea.
Congo Square and sit at the foot of Buddy Bolden, Sidney Bechet, and
my.
Satchmo Armstrong.
Oh, my. Okay.
Right.
I want every jazz artist to go back there and touch the ground. So.
I'm coming.
That's
I got your
that's,
ticket.
That's a
I got
plan.
your ticket too.
You will?
That's a
I'm
plan,
going.
y'all. We're going
I'm going.
to New Orleans next year, honey.
Put that. I'll give y'all the dates. And
I'm going.
we'll get it from there.
Well, definitely. So we have some standard questions that we want to ask you. Like, where were you born?
Detroit, Michigan.
Ooh,
You in
Motown.
Detroit?
She
Exactly.
come out the Motown.
Oh my God, with Dee Dee McNeil and
Yeah. But they have a great jazz legacy.
Exactly. But I must admit, I was brought to California before I had a chance to really develop my jazz interest. My jazz interest was developed here in California. But I was born in Detroit and moved out here when I was around 12 or 13.
Oh, okay. Well, great that you're here. We incorporated a jewel.
Yes.
Yeah, with us.
Well, thank you.
Yes. And so how did you get your name, Drea Courtney? Because that's not your real name.
No.
Well, it's her real name if she wanted.
Well, I took my middle name, which is Andrea, and I'm not going to give you my first name. So Andrea, I took the last part of Drea for Drea, and I'm going for an audition for a part in Hollywood, and I passed the street that said Courtney Avenue, and I said, Drea Courtney. Okay.
Wow.
Drea Courtney. That's how she got her
That's
name,
how I
y'all.
picked Drea Courtney.
That's so interesting.
I know, and it ring. It's a very good ringing name.
It's beautiful.
So I chose it, and it's mine now. Okay.
Absolutely. So
You
definitely.
embody it.
You have your questions up there, Torré?
Yes. Do you have any children?
I do. I have 2 grown daughters, and I have 6 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren.
Beautiful. Do any of them sing?
Actually, both my daughters sing, and my second to the oldest grandson sings, and one of my great-grandchildren, Miles Jr., named after Miles.
Hughes.
Okay, you know, we had to work that.
Got to do that one.
Okay. Miles Jr. just got an award in school for his singing, so I'd like to think that I had something to do with that.
Of course. Yeah,
I influenced him.
Take some of that credit.
Oh, yes. Definitely take all that credit.
So we already know when she arrived in Cali. Well, we don't know when, but you left Detroit at some point and came to Cali. You want to tell us when that was?
I would prefer
not
you
to.
just,
Okay.
just know that I'm
That
glad
you're
to be
here.
in California, and I love it.
Okay, so what age did you start performing then?
I started trying to sing at about 15. I was doing local talent shows and things like that. And then I took an interest in acting right around 17 or 18. And in college, I got really started. So in college, from my choir days and, youth choir, church choirs, all kinds of, communications like that, I knew that I wanted to be in the entertainment business. I just wasn't sure if it was going to be acting or singing, but I knew I wanted to do a combination of the both. So in high school, I had a teacher that took some time to develop my voice, and he told me, he said, if you pursue it, you'll get there.
Wow. Well, is he still alive, the teacher?
No, unfortunately.
Oh,
he's
okay.
not. Mr. Aspen is gone. No.
Mr.
They
Aspen
live in the
spoke,
memory.
Yes, spoke some seeds of memory there. And you guys, you are welcome to call in and say hello to Drea. We are located at 323-293-3375. If you want to call us in, we'll put on our headphones so that we can hear you when you call in. But go ahead.
Yeah, so we mentioned a song by Billie Holiday. Who would she be one of your influences? And if so, what others are?
Oh,
maybe
well,
influenced you?
definitely Billie influenced me because she always made me cry. But the 2 ladies that I got to listen to around my house, my father was the jazz enthusiast, and he was bringing home a lot of straight-ahead music, and my mom and we started saying, aren't there any singers out there? So, he started eventually bringing home some singers. And I got to listen to Anita O'Day, and then he brought home Chris Connors, and he brought home Carmen McRae. And I fell in love with Carmen, eventually Ella and Sarah. But Carmen McRae, I think, influenced me the most until Nancy Wilson hit front and center. So I think the 2 women that really influenced me the most were Nancy Wilson and Carmen McRae.
Oh, great.
Something about you reminds me of Carmen McRae.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something
she was
about
my
you.
favorite, and I followed her around town all the time. Yeah.
Okay, that might have been it. It probably rubbed off on you.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, I can't remember. Oh, hold on. I can look in my phone. Do you remember your award date?
I do not, but it was the same date with Bobby Rodriguez and Phyllis Battle and Stephanie Sproul and Mr. Sledge.
Oh, that was the 16, when I honored all 16 of you.
And
we went down to city council.
We were city council. Herb Weston handed us our
When was
award.
this?
I want to say 2014.
Okay, a few years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been about 5 years. Because I used to get to where I was doing batches because it was just so many
yeah.
Right.
to honor. So at this particular time, I believe that I took 16. And we did the party at the Lavender Blue.
We did.
Yeah, we had an after party at the Lavender Blue. And so that's one thing I don't have in here. And when is your birthday?
April 24th.
April 24th.
1981.
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a baby.
April 24th. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I share that birthday with Barbara Streisand and Ella, right?
Ella's
No,
birthday?
I think she might be the 25th.
25th.
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
I want to go off script for a minute.
Yes.
Out of all the female vocalists you've heard, whom to you has the purest voice, the voice that you would take on if you could,
Oh, wow.
The
like
purest.
you named a lot of vocalists out there. Like Billie, for example, is known for her interpretation of songs.
Exactly.
Not necessarily her vocal range.
Yeah.
Whereas Sarah is known for that range and everything.
Yeah, she was great. I still have to wander back. I mean, I love my Nancy, but I got to go back to Carmen.
Okay.
Her enunciation and the way she interpreted a song, I loved Carmen.
Okay, so
McRae.
she would be your favorite.
I kind of think she would probably be my first
You're going to have me
choice.
go and listen to Carmen McRae tonight.
Oh, I love that woman.
Yes, indeed. Okay.
Wow. Carmen McRae. Well, why don't we go into one of your songs off of your CD? Tell us a little bit about this CD that we have.
I performed around town many years ago with a friend of mine named Igor Grigoriev. He was a instructor at Harvard College, and he was a star back in Russia when he came here. So we made a duet, and he and I put together a CD, and I'm sorry to say he's passed on, and he died way too young in his 40s. So, but we put this CD together, and it was my first real endeavor to get out there. So we entitled it "Never Let Me Go."
Never Let Me Go. And so we're going to hear the track that you wanted us to hear.
I think you would like "You Don't Know What Love Is."
You Don't Know
Okay.
What Love Is. So we'll be right back, you guys. Take a listen to this wonderful song by Drea Courtney.
And
You Don't Know What Love
is. You just don't know.
All right. I still don't know.
You don't know what love is until you've learned the meaning of the blues, until you've loved a love you had to lose. You don't know what love is. You don't know how lips hurt until you've kissed and had to pay the cost, until you flipped your heart and you have lost. You don't know what love is. Do you know what a lost heart feels? The thought of reminiscing and have lips that taste of tears lose their taste for kissing. You don't know how hearts burn for the love that can't
you know what a lost heart feels? The thought of reminiscing and hot lips, that taste of tears lose their taste for kissing. You don't know how hearts yearn for love that cannot live, yet never dies, until you faced each dawn with sleepless eyes. You don't know what love is.
Yes. Do y'all hear that? Do you hear that?
Wow, astounding.
Y'all don't know what love is.
I still don't.
I'm learning.
Oh, yes, you are. You've got good reason
She got it
to
down
learn.
pat. A voice said he's teaching.
I know. But that is a great song. And the duet again was with
Igor Grigoriev.
Igor Grigoriev. Rest in peace,
Yes,
sir.
rest in
That is a wonderful piece.
Thank you.
What did you say you guys used to call yourselves? Song
Chapter
and
and verse.
Chapter and verse.
We were a duo around
That
town.
is
we worked
nice.
up and down the coast a little bit.
Okay. It must have been nice just
Oh, we
you
started
and
out in
guitar.
Hollywood at a place called St. Germain's.
Saint Germain.
Thank you.
Great, fantastic. I tell you what, I think that you could do something like that now, and it would still be very appealing.
Thank you. I would
Yeah.
love to do another album. In fact, now that I'm better, I took a downward turn on my health. But now that I'm back on my feet, my plan is to get out another CD.
Okay.
But I was wondering, should I go ahead and do a conventional CD with a trio and stuff, or do another guitar duet? But I don't know. I'm working on that. I've got to get another CD out there. That's for sure. I've got to do it.
Yes.
Well, another off script question. Is it okay? The blues, jazz. What's the marriage? Do you see any superiority in any one of the art forms, or do you see them as brother
they
and sister?
complement one another. I think they're hand in hand. If you sing a jazz song and it touches you, it touches those blues chords in you. And sometimes a blues tune will just give you that, that smooth sway into jazz. They're complementary.
Okay,
I don't think we should separate them to the point where you say, oh, you're a blues singer or you're a jazz singer. You're a vocalist who embraces the genre.
Both
of them.
Yeah.
Well, people do. They tend to.
Well, I know they do, but I kind of love them both, and I don't do enough. I remember Linda Hopkins. We used to call her Grandma, but
I knew her.
yeah, she came to one of my shows at the Gardenia one time, and she told me, she said, "Sweetheart, you got a good voice and you can sing, but you got to learn some blues." And I said, "Yes, ma'am."
Yes. Hollywood Studio Bar and Grill. She used to hang out
she
there
did.
with Dolores
That's where she was.
Peterson.
Yes, she
Okay.
did.
Yes.
She made some gumbo for me once.
Oh, did you guys go to the house?
I went up to the
Gumbo
house,
and
the house,
champagne?
yeah,
To
the house up
penthouse?
there.
Yeah, gumbo and champagne.
Yeah, and champagne. Hey.
Well, I had some soda.
Only few people know about that.
Yeah.
But gumbo,
Yes,
it was,
and the champagne.
And the champagne.
They
Yeah.
got the chance to get up and get close to her. I enjoyed
Yeah.
those moments so much.
I did enjoy those moments.
Now, since receiving the award, and I guess I was trying to look through my phone and find it, the actual flyer that I did in 2016. How has the award impacted you in any way?
Oh, it's impacted my upward mobility. Like I said, I did take a downward spiral after I got ill, but I started playing bigger venues and having much more mass appeal. I had crowds that would come out, and I worked with different groups, so I got to work at different, I got to work some festivals. I got to do some really A-plus houses, if you call them A-plus houses in the city, the Catalina's Bar and Grill, Vitello's. I mean, those places don't always open up. And just lately, I got to do a gig with Chuck Johnson again and his group, and I was at the Lighthouse, and they don't even like vocalists that much. So, they let me in. So, thank you.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, is that your favorite performance venue? The Lighthouse? Which would be your favorite?
Well, I mean, I love the Lighthouse because it was a mark to get in there. And I think Janice Mann, thank you, Janice, helped, give me a little bit of leeway in there because she works at venue a lot. But I think probably
Gardenia.
the Gardenia is my mainstay because that's where I could get in there and I could relax and I could test out
singer's haven.
I could test out new material and have the people who really are close and dear to me come and tell me if they like that tune, if they didn't like that tune. And,
It's a supportive singers.
And where is this located? Excuse my ignorance.
That's on Santa Monica Boulevard right at La Brea.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a little small, quainky place, but
But-
it is, the singer's haven. They
Great
all
for
go,
musicians.
Oh, vocalists love that
and they
place.
support each other in there.
In there,
Okay.
yeah.
So if you could, who would you like to sing, play with from the past? We'll go with the past first.
I'd like to go back and work some more with Dolo Coker. That was
Did you work with Dola?
twice. I got to work with Dolo Coker.
Oh my God! I am. That is amazing
Yeah.
because I'm on the Dola Coker Jazz
I
Scholarship
know
Board,
that. And we talked about that at unfortunately Zane Moose's memorial. But we did talk about that, and I really loved Art Hillary. I loved working with Art Hillary. I'd like to work with him again. Yeah.
Yes, that is amazing. Someone from my current, current past, and then Art Hillary. I just hung up the picture of Art in my office at church.
Did you?
I have
Okay.
these autographed photos that I have of him,
Yeah.
and he sits right over my desk looking at me.
He was a sweet man.
Great
Very
pianist.
Sweet man.
Had
Now
put
from
out his
today-
first CD. And who would be up
She
today?
said today.
Oh, if I got my
Someone
druthers,
present.
yes, I would like to make a CD with Eric Reed.
Eric Reed, the
Eric
pianist.
Reed. Oh, yeah, Eric Reed.
Eric is the bomb. Eric, if
Yeah.
you out there,
Eric,
you hear
I
this,
wanna
Go on to
do
call us,
it.
Eric.
yes.
Call us. So you work with
Call
this
us,
lady.
you guys, at 323-293-3375.
Yeah.
It would be an honor to
Yes.
get that kind of duo going.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? I mean,
Yes.
I would love to have a trio with Eric Reed.
Oh, yeah. Put it out there in the universe. That's all you got to do.
Lord, I'm waiting on you.
Jazzabrations and beyond.
That's right.
Hey, I like that. Can we do that again?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Jazzabrations and beyond. Amen.
So are you performing locally?
I don't have anything on calendar right now, but I'm open. So if you're listening out there, I'm open.
Yes, she is open.
All right.
And that's one of my dreams that I put out there in the universe, that God will bless me with more opportunities to be able to bring legends out into different venues and, different locations. I put on my hats and I try to go to work and find some spots and find places so that I can have you guys to be out there still living your dreams and doing what you do best, singing and playing. And, eventually I know that God is going to open that door. It's just the right timing.
He will.
I think everything for me, in my head, rest in 2021. For whatever reason, in my head, everything is resting in 2021.
She's going to win the lottery in 2021.
I will be
like,
6-0 in 2021. And I believe, I don't know why I believe that, but that's just what my head keeps telling me.
Well, that's all right then. If your head keeps telling you and you keep telling the world, it's going to be that way.
Yes.
But I want to
Swing
thank
it.
you for the opportunity to not only be a jazz living legend. It's nice to hear that while you're alive.
Right,
Yes.
right.
But the fact that when I did get ill and I had to kind of sit back for 2 years and things kept going by me and by me and by me, but now that I'm back and I'm feeling so much better. So I'm grateful to be able to come on this show to let people know I'm back, I'm healthy,
Yes.
and I'm ready to go to work. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So now, remember, I am beyond.
Okay.
So I kind of ask questions a little bit
That's
often.
all right.
So this may be a question, but it may be just a point of conversation. Recently, in Washington, D.C., 4 women of color were deeply disrespected.
Yes.
And I feel like those 4 women, they represent America, the true America. You know.
That's very true.
Any thoughts, you guys, about that whole phenomenon? I mean, these are, to me, women should always be protected. They should be respected.
Exactly.
They should be given opportunity. They should be able to speak their mind.
Just
You might
like
not
anyone
agree.
else can speak their mind.
Right.
I
So-
tend to lean away from the political aspect
Me
of things,
too.
but I will say this: they were women of color, and they should have been heard and respected. And that's the point that I want to make. They were disrespected nationally, worldwide, and no one is sorry for it. And I don't want to be political, but I feel some kind of way about that, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great.
And you know, the same. I really I can go on tangents with politics, so I don't
I
really
don't,
go there
yeah.
with it because I will get angry.
You'll be here
But-
all day.
Yeah, no, but I appreciate the question coming
Yeah.
up because
Yeah.
it is the topic of the day,
It
and it
is.
is something
Yeah,
that's
yeah. It's out there, you know.
It truly is.
Yeah. Some of our artists were able to address issues that had something to do with why they even started doing the music, you know. Even Billie Holiday doing Strange Fruit.
Strange Fruit. That
Yeah.
that had to be, you know, a tumultuous event to look out that window and see that. I mean, it had to just tear you up inside. And to write that, you know, that was her truest feelings. I mean, she poured that out.
Right.
And then she sang it to the world, and we all felt that. You know?
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to do a plug. That's kind of partially why I mentioned that.
Okay.
So Marvin Gaye is an artist that is
love
known for.
Marvin.
Everybody loves Marvin.
what's going
And he
on.
did Inner City Blues. So this event we're doing on August the 3rd is designed to raise money for the homeless issue and to raise awareness about it.
Okay.
And the line out of his song makes me want to holler. You know, the Inner City Blues.
Makes
You
me
wanna
want to holler and throw up both my hands. I understand.
Right. So using music, you know, as a conduit and as an attraction to bring people together, and then speaking into the social situation like Sam
Exactly.
Cooke did and Curtis Mayfield did and Nina Simone did,
Yes.
and other great artists that we can name. So that's August the 3rd at the World Stage.
And I'll
Yes,
Great
did you bring? Did you give the JPEG to Laurent? He could put it up on the screen.
JPEG to Laurent.
The picture of it.
I could do it now.
Yeah, send that to him, and we'll take a quick commercial break, Laurent, while we find that. We'll be right back with you guys here on Jazzabrations and Beyond on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. We'll be right back
Okay.
so we can talk more.
Try to think that love's not around. Still, it's uncomfortably near. My old heart ain't gaining no ground, because my angel eyes ain't here. Angel eyes, that old devil sent, they grow unbearably bright. happy people, the drinks and the laughs on me. Pardon me, but I've gotta run. The facts are uncommonly clear. Gotta find who's now number one, and why my angel eyes ain't here. So drink up, all you people. Order anything you see. Have fun, you people. The drinks and the laughs are on me. Pardon me, but I've got to run. The facts are uncommonly clear. Got to find who's now number one, and why my angel eyes ain't here. Excuse me while I disappear.
All righty. Thank you for calling in, Miss Tina. Even though we didn't get to talk to you live, thank you for calling in from Miss Drea.
Thank you, Tina.
Yes, that was another cut off of Drea's dual CD. And definitely, do you have anything that, how do people follow you online?
Oh, I'm on Facebook, Drea Courtney Facebook, and I also, Drea Sings at gmail.com. I let people know where I'm appearing and what I'm doing that way.
To get on her mailing list, you guys send her an email, Drea, Drea Sings at Gmail, and then you can get on her mailing list so that you'll know the next time she's performing.
Exactly.
Now, how would you like to be remembered? I know that's the morbid question that people ask me. Why do you ask that question? Because everyone has a different idea of how they want to be remembered.
Well, I think, first of all, I want to be remembered as a caring individual and a decent human being, and a vocalist who chose her lyrics. If a song doesn't move me, I usually don't want to sing it. I have to mean the song to deliver the song, So it's a story that I'm telling, so if I'm going to tell you a story, I need to believe in that story.
Authenticity.
So, exactly. So I try not to just sing what's current and what's popular, but I try to pick, poignant stories that tell you something about me or how I feel about something. And I'd like to be remembered as caring and a Christian. I'm a Christian.
And you're in some great commercials and some videos. I know we were going to try to cue up Nipsey Hussle's latest
my grandmother role. Yeah.
Grandmother role that she played. Lemon, is that something you could cue up? Let's cue that up and just show the audience a quick snippet. We can't show y'all a lot, we ain't trying to get blocked out of here. But this is Drea in her 53-second debut moment with Nipsey and John Legend.
Yeah.
A miscarriage back to back every year for like 10. Pregnant with my mom, doctor told her it was slim. Was bed row for 9 months, but gave birth.
Y'all saw it was very quick.
Run that back.
Run that again. Torré didn't see it. As soon as he says about his grandmother, watch. See, there's her head. There she is.
Wow.
Yes, you guys, that is her debut on the Nipsey Hussle
That's all
CD.
right.
I was very proud to be his grandma for 53 seconds.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to meet and talk with him?
I did just briefly before we wrapped that day. And what really broke my heart is that he was very warm and friendly. And he said, "So you're playing my grandma?" I said, "Yes, I'm your grandma." And he said, "Well, I love my grandma." I said, "So you love me too?" And he said, "I love you too." And then 2 days later, he was killed. And it was like, I really got affected.
That must have really shocked you.
It did. But I did notice the security on the video was very tight. And I was escorted to where they filmed me and escorted back from where they filmed me and put in a car and sent back to my car. So I realized that on other jobs I've worked, naturally security isn't that rough. But it was very, very tight. And 2 days later, he was dead. So
how did you wind up getting that role? Yeah.
It was very funny. I got a phone call and said, "Are you available day after tomorrow to do a video with John Legend?" And I said, "Sure." Duh. And I didn't even know Nipsey was in it until after I got to the set. And then I saw DJ Khaled and then I saw Nipsey, and it was like, oh, this is big, so I realized that I was going to be Nipsey Hussle's grandmother after I got to the set.
Wow. Oh, that is awesome.
Me. I think the casting director who sent me the project notice had seen me on something else.
Yeah, you do a lot of scan commercials.
I
the
did
healthcare.
I did, and that was years ago now too. But I did a Cheerios commercial and Humira. And some other Humulin pen stuff,
So when you have that beautiful face, it gets noticed all over the place.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
yes,
you.
Indeed. Yeah. Well, I'm honored to meet you.
I'm honored to be with you. You guys are really doing something fantastic. And Jazz World, we love you.
Well, I'm just holding on to her coattails.
Okay.
As they
Yeah,
say.
because after my first year, I was about to give it up, and I was like, "Look, Torré," I called. We lived close to each other, right around the corner, and he was doing a lot of stuff. And I said, "Torré, can you come be my co-host?
All right.
I can't keep up with this. I don't even want to do it no more, but I know it's needed. I know it's necessary." Oh, we got a caller.
Oh.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, okay.
We just talking. Hey, who's on the line? Who's calling us here at Jazzabrations and Beyond?
Well, it's Elena Gilliam. And
Oh,
I'm just
boy.
really enjoying the whole conversation.
Oh, I'm supposed to.
Hey, Elena.
Hi, girl.
Hey, I was out and about, and I said, "Oh my God, I have to call in. Drea's going to be there." And I just got in time to hear the Nipsey Hussle story. I wanted to ask about that. And Drea, I wanted to ask about how you got started. You might have already talked about this, though. I'm late to the party now.
Actually, it was very interesting. I had I still have a friend named Diva Perry, who is an actress as well as a vocalist around town, and she was giving a birthday party, and her agent came in, and I had been doing a tune dedicating it to her on her birthday, and she introduced me to her agent and said, "Starwell Reed, you need to take her on." And he said, "Well, based on what I just saw, I'll take her. Tell her to get her pictures taken and get them over to me." So that's how I got started.
Wow. Miss Diva Perry is still out there singing up a storm.
Yeah.
Hey, Diva. Well, thank you so much. And I was telling them about last night, and we know you worked your duties off because
Yes,
you were
girlfriend,
sweating.
you worked. You worked.
Wow. I didn't wake up till like noon.
No, you deserve to
Oh,
sleep.
we
in,
didn't
baby.
want to roll out of the bed either. I danced so much by myself. I was tired, but I had to go to church.
Elena, you really put on a great show. It's so enjoyable, and I'm really glad I was there.
I was honored to have all those vocalists there, but especially you. I admire you. And
Thank you.
I can't wait to come and see you.
As soon as I get a gig, I'll let you know.
All right. I take gigs too if you want to hire me for.
Okay.
Yes, Elena has nonstop work over there in Orange County. I asked in the audience, anybody here from Orange County? Not one hand went up. I was like, y'all don't know what y'all missing in Orange County. You get all of this in Orange County, huh?
Okay. I'm glad you called in, sweetheart, and give George a hug for me.
I will. Dre,
You know your husband is a magnificent guitar player.
I know.
He's going to be at Les Amis on Wednesday.
He is. He's going to be there. It would be great to have some support for him this Wednesday. If you're in Orange County, he usually has.
I'm coming to Orange County on Wednesday. I'm driving Miss Daisy out to the Newport thing that they do out there on Wednesdays.
Oh, the concert series.
Yes. Her husband is sick, and I have to drive her because they have season tickets. So I'm the driver.
Oh, you're the designated
you might
driver.
have time to stop by. Just call me.
Okay, I sure will. Well, thank you so much for calling us, dear. That's jazz legend Elena Gilliam on the line, you guys. Thank you for calling in.
I will, Elena. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So I am going to be rich one day. I will be rich one day. I will be rich one day. And when I get there,
you're going to make us rich too.
We're going to have so many venues to play in. I'm going to create so many spots 7 days a week.
All right.
We will continue.
Jazzabrations and beyond. Amen.
That's right. We're going to have that. So y'all just look for that. In the near future, God willing, and the creek don't rise, he let me continue. We're going to have that, Torré.
Amen.
Well,
I'm with that.
We have too much intellectual.
I'm your soul man, you know that?
That's right. We have so much intellectual capital between us that we can make it happen.
Oh, without a doubt.
And so Street Corner, that's what I meant to say. Street Corner, did you put up the flyer, LaRon, for us? We have an incredible technician back there who can go on the fly with us as we talk. Yeah. He's going to put up this flyer, Make Me Wanna Holler. It's a fundraising concert to end homelessness and mental illness that Torré is doing at the world stage.
Right. So it's a intersection of my different careers. One as a therapist and educator, and then as a musician. So as a therapist, a whole lot of us, I said us, need help.
Yes.
You know,
absolutely.
Because this world can be awful cruel sometimes.
It is cruel.
It's a cruel world, yeah. And so, a lot of us are walking around, exercising our pecs and our. We need to take care of that mind,
and we need to think about our fellow man.
Think about our fellow man.
There are so many people that are homeless right now. In fact, I recently went to Dallas for a few days, and I mentioned to a couple people there, and I said, well, one thing that comes to mind is that I don't see a lot of people sleeping up under your freeways and things. I said, well, they're there. It's just that where you are, you haven't seen them. He said, but trust me, they're everywhere. So we've got homeless all across the nation.
Well,
and right here at home, I'm glad to have you be doing something about it, and I will definitely join you and put my little $20 in to try to help do something.
Torré, this is something that I don't believe I've never told you. And I've told people, but they never believed me, that 2015, all while I was doing my jazz, there was a period that I was homeless.
Praise the Lord.
And I never stopped doing what I was doing.
Wow.
Girlfriend, you are amazing. She is amazing, you guys.
Yeah,
Nobody
I
would never
slept.
know.
Man.
No, I slept. And I'm going to tell y'all this because I've never really shared it. I slept upstairs at Barbara Morrison's.
Oh, my Lord. Praise God.
And it was just through that trial that it made me stronger.
Woo.
Yeah.
Praise
Well,
God.
look,
You are amazing, girlfriend. Mwah. You are amazing.
So,
I've been there.
yes.
When I first arrived in this town,
Yeah.
I had $45 in my pocket, and I did 2 nights at a motel on Crenshaw.
Okay.
And then after that, I was in donut shops, and I was in abandoned apartments, and so on. So, you know,
It can happen to anybody. My daughter, praise the Lord, she's on her feet now, and she got to keep her beauty shop. But there was a period of time where she and her 2 sons and my ex-husband, who has Alzheimer's, she was taking care of her father when they got, or they suddenly became homeless, and they were there for almost a year out on the street. And every penny I could get my hand on, you know, I was funneling it toward motels and things like this to
help
try to
out.
make sure that they could keep her out of the car for at least a night or whatever, you know. But it's harsh. The life out there is harsh, and when you're when you're not on your feet, you'll find that there aren't a lot of people that are willing to help you.
No.
You know, and you know, I had some good friends, my church, everybody pitched in to help. But I can tell you that it's hard, and she was out there for a year.
Yeah.
Almost a year, just shy of a year. And it was hard to get her and her sons and my ex-husband, who has Alzheimer's now. We finally got him placed. But it was very difficult, very difficult.
well, I truly feel that it's a lack of empathy.
People don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah, it's
God
not
bless
for
you,
lack of
girl.
resources
God
in this
bless you.
country. We have enough.
We
resources.
got enough resources,
Yeah.
and there's enough money out there to do anything that you want to do. You find the money to do it. I mean, let's face it. If you've got it, you just need to channel it where it's going to do the most good.
Right.
Well,
And this is a very good project, right
Thank
there.
you. I was in Dubai, you know, with my group for about almost 2 months. And there's very little, if no homelessness. I don't want to say there's no homelessness, but you won't see it. You know, you just won't see much of it. And then there are other countries in the world that have basically eradicated homelessness. And all of these countries are, you know, quote unquote poorer than us. So it's a question of misplaced priorities. And we can do better. So
You know, you mentioned Dubai. I was about to plan a trip. I was going to do. I was with an agency signed to go. I was going to do a 3-month tour, and most of that time was going to be in Dubai. And then I took my health a little well.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I have trouble getting my passport and stuff redone because I let things go while I was sick, and I have to go get real ID and go prove now why my last name isn't the same as you.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Thank
Real
you.
ID.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Wow.
Yes. So, yes, there is a lot going on, y'all. And yes, we, you know, life is just as pure as we make it. And, you know, when I shared that and I shared going through that little trial, it never stopped me from continuing to do it, you know, and doing this work. As a matter of fact, I think I got more and more entrenched in it. And to be able to help, you know, I know that there is a email here, Family Soul, FAMLISOUL at gmail.com.
Yeah, that flyer is a little chopped
Yeah,
up.
Gmail.com.
Okay, at gmail.com. That's your PayPal email too, right?
Yes.
You can send donations to that. If you cannot make the event, send a donation. My birthday is next Wednesday at LA Third Church. We're going to be there with GMAC.
Oh, GMAC?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing a birthday party there.
Okay.
So please come over. And if you'd like to, I'll be there to accept donations on behalf of this as well. And then,
Wednesday night.
yeah, let me put together on Facebook for my birthday, you can do a fundraiser.
Okay.
So let's do that. I'll put
I
it.
have a GoFundMe campaign.
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Well, look for the GoFundMe
Family.
campaign as well. Is it Make Me Want to Holler the title of the GoFundMe?
No, I'll send it to you. I'll check it
Okay.
out.
Well, we'll come back and we'll put that on our Jazzabrations and Beyond page. I'll share it out. And we just look forward to helping out with this, because you never know who.
That's true.
Right.
You know, when I was telling people, Linda, please go sit down somewhere. They didn't believe it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, y'all don't believe it
Well, you
then.
made believers out of all of us.
You know,
made believers
so
out of
you
all of
never know who.
That's true.
So always be willing to have that hand that you will be able to give out to somebody
That's
else.
true.
Because it could be you. You
It
just
could
a
be you
paycheck
next time.
away
Yeah.
from being homeless.
What they say, 6 degrees separation.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to go out with one of her upbeat songs. What's an upbeat song on your CD that we can rock out of here too?
Okay.
On this Sunday afternoon. And we're headed over to the Dunbar, you guys. If you are not at the
It's
Dunbar,
either Cocovado or Ipanemas on there.
we're going over to the Dunbar on Central Avenue to listen to my girl Elisa Gomez Taylor over there rocking in the new Delicious.
Okay.
Delicious now have a delicious soul food restaurant in the Dunbar on Central Avenue.
Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
So we are headed over there, Dunbar. Here we come.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you.
It was fun. A lot of fun. Thank
So
you.
it's a wrap?
Oh no, First Lady and them are lost.
It's a wrap?
Yes.
I think we wrapped up.
Okay.
Yes, he's going to take us out with a song, and we will be back on the first Sunday of the month. First and third Sunday. Call them. They text me. Call them. Alrighty, y'all. See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cantia vaya, es amor uma cancha, pra fazer feliz que se ama. Muita cama pra pensar, eta tempo pro sarrar. Déjeuner você, o cocovado, o rendento que lindo. Quero ouvir sempre assim, com você por ter a mim, até o apegar da vela chama.